Yes, my name is Paul Vrijk. I'm a student journalism from Tilburg, the Netherlands. And I'm live blogging together with my colleague Sanne and two other colleagues here. We're live blogging about this conference, and the live blog is published on 4 websites.
What is live blogging? I mean, live.
Okay, blogging is a web post on the internet about, for instance, a conference. And live blogging is that you write down one sentence or 2 or 3, you hit enter, and the sentence will be sent to all of your viewers. So it's really just like see it like doing a live report on a football match, only then now via text and via web blogging.
And you also Twitter. Is this correct?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment, but okay.
While we are vlogging, we don't Twitter.
How does it feel for somebody who is probably 20 years younger than the average person here, doing something that most of the people here have heard of but really don't do themselves? How do you feel it? How do you feel it?
I think, well, personally, I think it's really cool what we're doing. That everybody is making it possible because the conference let us in for free, for instance. What we're doing here, and that we get a lot of support in what we're doing. But at the same time, I also think that what we're doing is necessary for journalism. It's an experiment. It is necessary to discover the future and the next steps of journalism.
What are the next steps for journalists?
The next steps for journalists are great, revolutionary, and yet undiscovered. I don't know. And I think the next steps for journalists will be, just like the panel just said, use your medium as it's supposed to be used. Use a newspaper as a newspaper, and use a website of a newspaper as a website, and not as a newspaper but online. Use media as you should use media.
If you could change one thing about media, what would you change?
If I could change one thing about media, what would I change? Good question, because it makes me think really, really hard. About media itself, not much, but at established companies, that they bring more young people in that don't have the experience, that can't write a great piece. Editor who's 50 years old can write, but that have the balls, the guts, and the potential to become maybe the next editor-in-chief of that huge company, which has a lot of power and money and material to participate in building the next steps of journalism.
Financial crisis?
Yeah, sure. But the only way to come out of a crisis, I think, is, of course, to spend money, because the crisis keeps going on if nobody keeps spending money. And one of the good things that is, I don't know if you know, it's a saying, if when you have less money, you become more creative, because you have to cope with the stuff you've got, the bit of few money. And at a crisis forces you to make choices. So yes, this is the time for innovating, even more than 3 or 4 years ago.
For some quick tips for people who want to do live blogging, what's the do's and what's the don'ts?
The do's is, yeah, sure, that's a great tip. Maybe Sanne can explain.
When you start blogging live in a conference, just like today, it's necessary to be with more people than just one, because one person cannot cover it all here. That's the name of the program, Cover It Live. And what we do is we have 3 persons who are blogging live. And one is the editor-in-chief, and other 2 are live bloggers, and one person is shooting interviews with people and making pictures, so we can integrate it in the blog. So tips for a live blog are visualizations, just like pictures and movies, or short interviews, and the text, and do it with more people.
Okay, your favorite blogger?
My favorite blogger?
Mine is Paul.
Oh my God.
Mine Paul Bradshaw, because he has a blog about online journalism.